Hello, hello. This is Dorothy at Done by Dorothy, and we're here today to share with you a design team project and tutorial from White Rose Crafts LLC. And I'll make sure I put that a link to their store in the description box below, as well as it'll be in a banner across the bottom of the screen. So we are going to be using some supplies that we've got from them. There is 13 arts. It's called Pastel Spring, and it is a beautiful, beautiful little kit. Just gorgeous colors and teals and pinks and yellows and very springy. And let me pull this out. Maybe you won't get that shininess from the package. And it comes with, excuse me, 6 double-sided papers in 12 designs. Absolutely gorgeous paper. 250 GMS. It's made in Poland, and again, it's 13 arts. So let me set that to the side. So we will be using 3 half sheets, and then we'll also be using the ephemera pack. And there's tons of little, and I mean, there's like Easter eggs, and there's the little girls and tons of flowers and words. It's just an absolutely adorable kit. We will be making a junk journal greeting card, sort of like just a little pick-me-up you can send to a friend in the mail. The final finished product is roughly, well, to its farthest point, about 6 3/4. And width-wise, it is approximately 6 1/2. So perfect for, a large greeting card envelope. So we're going to be working on that, and I'll show you here. It just has a little ribbon closure that opens up. Pop that open. And there's the front. And it opens up. And you've got a little tuck with a little tag. You have a little tuck pocket right there, and this is just some ledger paper that I've folded up and put in there as just a little writing space. Okay, and then let's go back to the front. The front actually opens up like this. That's what the back of it, and I left this plain if you wanted to put photos in. And then it opens up this way. There's a small bag tucked in there, cute little tag in there with a bow. Again, some of that column paper that we can journal on. And again, there's a little tuck there. So that's the front little flap that folds up sort of an accordion style. Then the second page, you can open up this way. There's a little smile tag. And again, a place where we can journal there. All the lovely and beautiful little florals along the side. And this is the back side of this. I loved this. I couldn't cover that up. That was gorgeous. Again, a journaling spot. And again, there's that little ledger paper that we looked at. So that is that. And there's the back of that. This is the final, the back side. And the final page opens up. You have writing space. You have a CD envelope face. Small little tag tucked in there. And again, if you flip it over onto the back, it's got that beautiful thing. And I thought you could put a photo there. And it flips over, and that is the back. So it's just a cute little sort of junk journal greeting card you could send to a friend. So we're going to get started with that. So to get started, you're going to need 3 pages or 3 pieces for your pages. And I was inspired from this idea from a scrapbook design that was similar. I believe it was PinkStrawberryz that did it. But I decided, to sort of make it a junk journal type thing. So you'll need an A page, and your A page will be 11 1/2. 11 1/2. You will have a B page where you need a 12-inch. And your C page will be 10 1/2. So you need 12, 11 1/2, and 10 1/2. And they're all cut 6 inches wide, so it's half of a full-size sheet. So you'll actually only use a page and a half. So it's very economical paper-wise. In White Rose Craft, I'm telling you guys, they have excellent prices. So we're going to get started. So this is my A page, 11 and a half, my B page at 12, and my C page at 10 and a half. I'm going to set these to the side. I'm going to grab my bone folder and my scoreboard, and we're going to talk scoring. Very, very simple, guys. Okay, we're going to start with our A page. It's 11 and a half by 6. We're going to put the 11 and a half inch at the top of our scoreboard. And then we need to score on 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. And, you might go over that a couple times. Just make sure to get through. Then we're going to do at 4 and a half, 4 and a half. And then we're also going to score at 8 inches. So 8 inches. So you should have a score at 1/2 inch, 4 and a half, and 8. So that is our page there. I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish my page. And you're going to do it just accordion style. Front, back, front, back. And you're always going to fold into your valleys. There we go. So that's finished. So this will be our front page. And that little flap you may fold it back and forth a little bit because that's going to be part of pretty much your spine. So we're going to set that to the side. We're going to grab our 12-inch page. And our 12-inch page, we're going to score at 4 and a half. So we're going to score at 4 and a half. And we're also going to score at 9, 4 and a half, and at 9. So you have 4 and a half, 9. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and burnish those a little bit and do those just accordion style, just like we did the other. And if we need to do it the other way, then we can move those around as we get there. But I'm just going to do that for now. Okay, then for our 10 and a half cut, I loved this page. It's so beautiful. At our 10 and a half, we need a 1/2 inch, a score at a 1/2 inch. So again, oops, make sure you put it right side up. I sort of did mine. So we're going to do a 1/2 inch, score at a 1/2 inch. And again, at the 1/2 inch, I make sure I go over it a couple of times because that's going to be built around your spine. And then we also need to do it at 5 and a half. So 5 and a half and 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, 5 and a half. And you're always going to have your long at the top of your scoreboard. Not like this, but your long side at the top of your scoreboard. And again, fold and burnish. And pull that 1/2 inch back. And that's it. We can set our scoreboard to the side. We're finished with that. Okay. So let's pull our pieces out. Let me double check because I want to make sure that we do it right. Okay. Okay, so this is actually going to go back, and I'm going to have the blue on the front of mine this time. And I am going to go ahead and pull out my inker, and I'm using Tim Holtz Distress ink and Salty Ocean. And I will put links to, excuse me, the paper pack, the ephemera pack, ink that I use, all of that. So I'm just going to highlight the edges just to bring in a little bit of darker color to it because it's so light. And nothing spectacular. I'm just literally going along the edges. And I'm not even, being real slow about it. Just adding some color on there. So easy, easy, easy. This is very easy to do really fast. You can just throw one together real fast and have it to send out to a friend. You know, if they're sick, a little pick-me-up, just an everyday send off. Okay. So let's turn it over and ink the back side with a beautiful pink. And I may turn that around and put the pink on the front, maybe. I think it will, because I don't want to cover the pink up so much. I'd rather cover the blue up. So turn this the other way. And just ink up around the edges. I guess I should have pre-inked this. That's sort of self-explanatory. Most people know how to ink, but if you're new, you may not know how to ink. And we do step-by-step tutorials, so we're going to show it all. And I'm not doing super heavy dose, you know, just lightly around it, just enough to add a pop of color. And we'll go around this one. And I love this salty ocean. It was just perfect to go along with this because there's so much of that turquoisey, tealy blue. It just sort of blends in and adds a little color. So I will, like I said, I will put links in the description box for all the products from White Rose Crafts. You guys go check out their little store. Not little, it's not little by any means, but go check out their store and see all the gorgeous products they have, from paper to glue to mixed media items, tons of stuff. Hard to choose what to get when you go in there and look, because there's so many beautiful items. I'm sorry this is taking so long. Apparently I should have done this before. But again, I'm just highlighting the edges. And we're almost finished. And you know, you can put your distress ink as heavy or as light as you like. Just like a light coating around for that. So that's finished. Okay. Let's do the final one here. And see how that just highlights and pulls some of that blue out that's already in that paper. It just highlights it and just, it was the perfect color to match it. I also have another ink color that we may use around some, but we may use all blue with this one. Sort of just depends. We used, I did use some picked raspberry in the original one. I don't know if we'll use that in this or not. It just sort of depends on how it looks as we get it together. Okay, front's done. Sorry to take up so much time inking, but if you don't know how to ink, you know, just glide it around. Not a lot to it. Sometimes I do have requests. You'd be surprised for people like, how do you know, what do you do when you ink? I just glide it along there. I don't really have, sometimes I do it really heavy, sometimes not so heavy. It just sort of depends. Sometimes I round the curves out, some corners out. Sometimes I leave them square. This one I happen to leave square. Okay. So there we go. Voila. Put our ink to the side. My ink dauber over here. Okay, so let's construct this gorgeous little. So I need my largest piece. Like this. I'm just referencing my other one here to make sure that I do everything correctly. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is what we're going to use, and I'm going to turn it this way because I want that pink out front. I just love that. So I'm going to have that this way. So we're going to you're going to take your front, and whatever you want on there, you're going to put the smallest one on the front. Your 1/2 inch should be to the right side. And I'm actually going to use score tape to construct this instead of wet glue. It's a little easier to work with. And I just put it a little bit left to my actual score line because I don't want that tape to get in the score line. Okay. Put this aside. Grab my bone folder. And burnish my score tape down. Pull my backing off here. Okay, my tape is a little bit wider because of where I put that little thing, so I just fold that in. That way I don't have to worry about it getting into the back. Okay. Then the page I'm going to glue in, oh, you know, I actually wanted to do, I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to pull my scoreboard out, and I apologize on the one where you scored at 4.5 and at 9. Also do a 1/2 inch score. It doesn't have to be super heavy. You're just doing it so it'll help bend it. The page will bend a little bit better. I'm sorry. And I will put the measurements and the scoring in the bottom in the description box. So you can check down there and it'll have the correct scoring. Let me ink this up real fast. Just real fast, just across where we scored. There we go. Okay. So all we're going to do is we're going to overlay this. And again, just a tad to the right of the score line. Burnished. Okay, so we have our second page in. We're going to flip it over. Like that. And we're going to use another line of score tape. Again on that 1/2 inch, which would be originally on the back. Just going to fold it like that. And again, I'm going to put it right, just right to right with the score line. Turn that off. There. Like that. Sorry, I have to pull off camera a little bit to get my score tape off. Okay. And there. Again, I'm going to fold it back because we have that little bit on there. Then you're going to decide what you want your back to be. I actually want mine to open up like this. So I'm going to lay it this way, right on top. Let me fold that in a little bit better. And I'm just going to match that up with the inseam on there, right like that. Line it up and score it. So you should have your little hinge to the side. Your last page to fold open, whatever you want on the inside to be your last, 2 pages to be in there. Your back, your front, and whatever you want on the front should be across here. So we're going to fold this. That's going to fold accordion style. Oh, no. Backwards. It goes this way. Sorry, guys. Right like that. And that's going to fold in. This should be my back. I folded it the wrong way, guys. Blue's on the front. Not on the inside. Okay. And then this one's going to fold over. Right like that. And this one will fold in. A little confusing there for a second, guys, because I put the blue on the outside. Okay. So Sorry about that. That totally looked like I didn't know what I was doing, despite the fact I've made one. Okay, so you're going to have your trifold like that's going to open up on the front. That's going to be your first page. Your second page will fold in on itself with the small side in. It folds over. And then your last page opens up. I just went the wrong way. Too many pages. Okay. So now what I like to do before I decorate all my pages, or at least my front page, well, I sort of start on the inside. So some of the other items that I use is I have ribbon to use for my closure. I've got a little bag. I've got a CD envelope. I got some book page, a couple small tags, just some dyed paper that I have, some music sheet, ledger paper, coffee dyed paper. Just, that's pretty much it. So let's get going and decorate this beautiful. So on the front, I'm going to grab my baggie of ephemera, and I'm telling you guys, this ephemera is just gorgeous. So let's dump it out. And there's tons of words and beautiful little things. I want to use a larger piece of ephemera on the front. So I think I'm actually going to use this on my front because I think it's so pretty. But I want to sort of put some paper behind it, give it some color. So let's use some of this vintage music paper that I have. I really like that where it was stained and it's really dark. I think that'll really pop or cause it to pop with the pastel colors. So I'm just going to rip out a chunk. No random rhyme or reason, just keeping that straight edge off there. And add some glue to it. And I'm just using some clear tacky, Eileen's clear tacky glue. And I'm just going to pop that down in the corner. Easy does it. There we go. And then on top of that, I'm going to put some of this gorgeous pink paper down to pull out some of that pink. And I'm going to use, let me switch out my inker here. I'm actually going to use some of that picked raspberry. So I'm going to take this little piece of paper because I want to add a little. I'm going to take my little piece of paper. I'm just going to crumble it up a little bit. I like that at first. And I'm just going to take my pink and dab around on where it's all folded and creased up. Then unfold it, ink around my edges. And that's just going to add sort of like some defined crinkle to it. I'm not sure if that's actually a word, but if it's not, I just made it up. But see how it's going to add that sort of defined crinkle look. And I mean, you can actually wad it up a couple different times, highlight different spots so you get different ones if you'd like. Right, like that. So see, that's going to add some darker color to it. And add some glue to it. Throw some glue on it. And this may end up being 2 separate videos. Just sort of depends on timing and how we're going. And then I'm just going to overlay that right over top of that. Right like that. Give me a bone for us. Move that glue around under there. Get it flat. Then I'm just going to very lightly take my pink and just sort of, and not even cover all the edges, just lightly go around, just sort of highlighting the edge. Right like that. And again, throw down some tacky glue, which doesn't want to work today. It does any other day. There we go. And just throw some on there along the edges. And then I'm going to come back and let's see. Let's actually throw that where it hangs a little bit off the edge. There we go. And let's use our word. Do we want to use spring? Yep, let's use spring on there. We'll just throw the word spring across there. Slide that up a little bit and put my spring right there. There we go. So there's our front. Easy, easy. We go to our inside. And I'm going to use my little bag. Let me find my little bag. It's under here. Here it is. And I'm just going to use some score tape to mount it. I'm just going to tear off a couple strips. Just put one on each side. I don't even care if it's adhered all the way around. Right like that. Paper strip off, and I'm just going to put it wherever I want. I'm just going to sort of, oh, let's put it in the middle. There we go. Right like that. And then I'm just going to add, oh, I'm looking for a little, I'm actually going to take this, which it comes in a circular thing, but I sort of want to use it for multiple things. So I'm going to come up here, find a little edge where I have, and just sort of cut it down and create sort of a feathery type. There are a lot of feathers in here. And I'm going to hit it up with my pink right around my edges. I'm going to actually round this off, this little tip at the edge, make it more round. And we'll throw that down. And let's put, since that's pink like that, let's put, oh, we'll put a little bit of a word page on there maybe. Come on. Okay, let me grab a little bit of my book page here. And again, I'm just sort of roughly tearing, no just tear off a little dab. Let's put that over here. You know what? Let's put a little dab of pink under that. I think would look good. The lighter pink maybe. Here we go. And then we'll put our flower right through the middle of it. Right like that. We have that done. And then our little tag is going to be super, super simple to do. I have a small piece of the paper when I trim the sides off. And I'm actually going to use my paper and sort of make my little topper out of. You just have to be careful and sort of loop it down by hand. I'm going to get it to where it needs to be, or where I want it to be. And then I'm just going to press it flat. And that's going to be my little topper on the top. And I think I want to just put a small blue flower on there. I think that would be really pretty. Let's see, I have this music paper. Let's rip off a piece here, and it has a straight edge on it. So I'm actually going to use that straight edge and put that music paper on there. Get my glue to work today. Right like that. I'm just going to put that right along the edge. I don't even care if it hangs down a little bit along the bottom. And let's see, maybe a little bit of this dark part of the music page tucked behind it. sort of draw out the color a little bit. That's one thing I love about Eileen's tacky glue is because you have plenty of time to get in there and add or take away. You know what? I think I'm actually going to use a little piece of this darker pink too. Maybe we'll ink up around the edge of the pink just to offset it. So. It doesn't work today. I'm sorry if I'm sort of working off camera, I guess. I'm sorry. Let's try and I'll just put that right down like that. Again, I don't care if it really hangs off. And we're going to put our little blue flower on there. Just smack it down in the middle. Like that. And there's our little tag. Cute little tag. Super easy. And you can do it as extravagant as you want or as basic as you want. That paper at the top really lets you have a nice little pull tab you can pull out of there. Okay. Then over here, I'm going to put a piece of my column paper. And I'm just going to sort of measure this. And I want to use the part that has the blue lines. So I'm just going to sort of measure. And I don't care if it's straight. You know me. I sort of like it when it gets that torn edge. Yep, perfect. And then we'll glue it down. We'll just glue it down on there. There we go. And now for the fun part. This is where on here where we have all these tidbits across the side, this is where we'll do that. So let's use, a big pink flower at the top. And I'm literally just going to, you just glue these down and cover the edge. If you want to be able to mail this in a 6x9 mailer, then don't have any stuck out, keep them within the bounds. So we'll do this one that way. Mine had some that was sticking out on the first one. So this one will just I'm going to throw some glue down. I'm using Aleen's just down through here. That way we can just add. Let's put that there. And you just leave them where they stick off the edge. You want them to stick off the edge, but you do not want them to go past this edge. See how you have this edge, and this edge. Don't go past the next line. That's a teeny tiny bit, so it'll be okay. And then let's put a little yellow flower on there because I think the yellow flower would look cute. And I'm going to actually put some extra glue on there since we're putting it on top of the other one. Like that. Just put it on there. And let's put a little bird here somewhere, I know. Or, well, we have a nest. So we put the nest on there since that would cover up the flower too much, I think. Let's find. Oh, there's a little blue flower. Let's use a little blue flower. Or we could use a feather. Feather would be cute. And that wouldn't cover that up too much. There we go. We'll put the feather on there. So you just layer that on there. I'm going to take my bone folder and sort of put there. I'm going to come up here and you can sort of fold them back where you have any that's laid over where you need, a little glue there. And you could use score tape along the edge of here so you don't have to deal with glue if you don't want to, or, whatever you want. Glue of choices, glue stick, whatever you want to use. Whatever you have, just make it work. Okay, so that one's done. So But so there's our first page is done. And see, we've got our little bit that sticks out on the edge there. Okay, so let's turn our page. See what we have next. Next, we have a text page tuck. And you can do really simple. Just throw a little blue. Just throw some glue on there, fold your page in half, glue it down. Okay, and then I'm just gonna rip my sides and across the top and even the bottom, because I don't want the edge, the border that doesn't have the text on there. I'd rather have the text on there. So right like that. And then I like to use my score tape for this. So I'm just gonna tear off a couple pieces of score tape, put down one side, across the other. Easy, easy, easy. I like how the score tape bonds with the page. Not that the glue doesn't do the same thing. It's just when I'm doing it wet like this, I think the score tape doesn't adhere, is like stick to my things that I stick in there so much. Okay. And throw right like that. No. Wrong way. Wanted it to go this way. There we go. And we can put anything across here. Let's see. I actually think I'm going to use it. Well, let's see what else we have here. Oh, we have another little bird. Let's put a little blue bird across there. A little blue bird. And I'm just going to randomly just cut a piece of paper sort of width, and I'm not even sort of creating. Little piece I can put across there. Now I'll put some glue across there. And I just created a little piece that just would go across there, and it doesn't even have to be straight or border or anything, just sort of random. I like random, and then we'll put our little blue bird on it. Like it's a little wire that he's sitting on. There we go. And then in here, I actually have this piece of coffee dyed paper left. And I think what I'm going to do is just fold it into quarters so we can stick it down behind there. And then I'm just going to stick a small flower on it on the top to decorate it. Nothing fancy. Just a little journaling spot. Some of my pages I'm not decorating because I want the beautiful image to show through. And I don't want to make it too bulky, because if I leave it under 1/4 inch and I can fit it in a 6x9 envelope, then I can do it with a stamp. Okay, so this one right here, I'm going to use a bit of my sheet music that I have here. And these actually have like the writings on the back, and it has like scriptures on it. So, I'm just going to sort of, let's see, decide how wide I want it to be. I'm going to create a little pocket. So I'm going to fold and just cut that over. And then I'm going to see my pocket would be just about where that line's at. So throw some glue on there. I will probably have split this in 2 parts, so if you're watching part 2, then welcome along and make sure you go check out part 1. Okay, I like that. And then for this, I'm just going to put glue around the edges. This is going to go on the front here as a little tiny pocket. Okay, and then I use a piece of my column sheet over here. I'm just going to follow the lines and cut it. So just square it up. And then I'm just going to fold it in thirds. Sort of an accordion style. I'm actually going to put the little word darling on here with a little pink background. Tear a little piece of my pink paper here. Like that. Let's put that across there. And I'll just glue the little word darling across there because I think that's cute. I love using the little words that come in the kit. Like that. Let me grab my bone folder and burnish my folds so it folds smaller. That'll slide right down in there for cute little things stuck out. And then maybe just a little piece of pink across the bottom. Just to add a bit of color to pop. And then we'll come back and after we get our edges and decorate with whatever is remaining. There are some eggs and things and another little bag. Where did I put my other little bag? Hold on a second. Oh, it's in the little ephemera pack. Give me a second. I'm gonna open it up and pull out because it has some little Easter eggs and some other little things in there. And there's also the little girl that comes, and she's so cute. Let me pull these out over here and see what's. There's the little girl. Maybe she would look really cute. I think we'll put her right there because with the little darling, it'll look really cute. And I like the fact that she sort of overwhelms the pocket. There we go. We'll glue on there. We'll put her down here like she's meditating. She has like a little pink meditating rug. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. Okay, so on this side, where is, oh, here it is. There's a black and white like a mandala. And I thought it would be really cute to glue around the edges of it. Sort of make a little tuck for it out of it. And then you can actually color it, which I thought was pretty cool with the black and white. That's what I sort of liked about that a lot because you can go in and color it with colored pencils. It gives you sort of an interactive, besides just journaling. And then I'm just going to, again, cut a small strip of my column page up and down. And I'm going to just throw a little egg on there because I think the little eggs are cute, especially with all the little birds and stuff in it. The little egg on top. And I love the fact that, you know, each one you can do so different. I'm having trouble picking stuff up today. My hands don't want to work. I'm going to put that in there. Tucked behind there, you have a little paper there. Then I'm going to pull out my pink paper that I have. It even has some blue ink on it. And I just want to sort of, and I don't even care about that being straight. Let's do that like that. And then we'll just sort of nip the top off up here. Again, I'm going to ink all the way around the edges to sort of highlight my paper. And I think since this sort of has the crackled background, that it would be really cool to, let me pull this off, grab my Salty Ocean. And I'm going to do sort of a little wad up thing that I did earlier, except I'm going to do it with the blue, with the pink edges. So just highlight some, get a little bit more blue on there. Add a little pop of color, like that. Open it up. It's not anything major, but it's just a nice little pop. Okay. And then I'm going to put my glue on the back, and then I can use my bone folder to sort of flatten it out after I there we go. I'm going to leave that on its side so I don't have to keep shaking it so much. And so you just have that little pop of that blue that sort of blends everything in together. Right like that. Good to go. Now we need to glue along our edges here. I'm going to cut off some of this pink again that we did earlier. Sort of make it into, and put it in the center. And then on our edge, like that. I'll put some glue up and down through here and put the little bird on here. On this one, love the little bird. So let's put the little yellow bird here. Let's see what else we have here. We have the little girl sort of reaching up. That would be cute. And then let's put something blue here. Let's put this blue flower up here at the top. Sort of sneaking off the edge. Put some glue all around on the little girl. There we go, right like that. Have her reaching up right like that. Just stuck out the side where you can see where she's reaching out. Make sure my glue is not coming through on the back. There we go. So we have that little side done. See how it sticks out? And then let's see. This last part stays like this. We're just going to put our images across the edge. Let me throw some glue down. So we're going to smear that out a little bit. Okay, I want to put my nest. I want it down here because I think that'd be so cute. And let's do a bright flower at the top. Sure, do a yellow flower. Let's tuck a yellow flower in behind the nest coming out. I love the little pussy willow bush. So we're going to tuck it in here, have it hanging out like that. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh, there's the light pink. It would look pretty there with the white. Let's throw a little blue flower on there. I'm going to actually try to slide this down a little bit. And I think I'm going to put the little girl over here at the top. Or well, we don't decorate this, so let's put the little girl in the corner over here. because this is left blank. So if we want to put a picture there, so the little girl would look cute in the corner there. Just to keep it from being so plain. Right, like that. And then the inside back cover, I love this. I don't want to cover this, but I'm going to have to put my ribbon tie goes here. So I'm going to use some of my coffee dyed paper. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. So I'm just going to fold this up and try to sort of make it straight. Let's see how that works. Sort of make it straight. That's how that works. Okay. And maybe to make this a little different here, we'll put this right like this so it has a fold out flap. Yes. Okay, and then I have my ribbon, and I'm gonna use my piece of score tape, and I need to see where I need my ribbon at. First of all, I want to line it up. So, oh, I am so sorry to bounce you around. I got my handle up in there. My tape stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so that's sort of towards the even. And then I actually think I'm going to put it in the center. Towards the center. And I find it easier to put it on the back of my lace than on my page, because I can straighten it out once I adhere it to my page. But just gotta find my paper off of it. There we go. So then I can line this up where it's in the center. This is going to be covered, so it doesn't really matter. And then push down, pull up, and I've adhered it in the center. Then I'm just going to glue my page. And I'm going to make sure that my flip out is on my right hand side, because I don't want it into the hinge area, bulking it up even more than what it is. So I'll just sort of center it. Use my bone folder here. Slide it down. That sort of gets all that glue moved around in there. Right like that. So my closure is on there. And then this side over here, I actually think I'm going to leave blank. I'm not going to use my CD envelope and use this just for journaling, because I don't want to cover up this image. I love that image. So I think instead I'm going to find my CD envelope. I want to be able to tuck the top in so it can close. So I'm actually going to use my score tape, put it across the bottom. Up the side. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear a truck in the background. They're crazy busy right now. Well, everything around here is crazy busy. That slides off. And by putting that, leaving it sort of open at the top, that's going to give me enough space, hopefully. Let's see. Oh, I need to pull this one down just a little bit which is why I didn't burnish it. So I'm going to pull this score tape down. If I can get a hold of it all the way across. There I can. I'll pull it down, just double it up over here. That gives me enough room to close my flap in there so I can use it and sort of tuck it in. So I'm going to put this back here. And since I'm gifting this to a friend, I'm actually going to open this up and all the little remaining pieces that I have, I'm going to put in there. So they have other little things that they can use to decorate while they're doing it. And put all those in there, and they have all their little extra pieces in there, and then this folds in right like that. I can pull it down, fold it in, and there's storage for the extra goodies for them. This is going to come in front, flip it over, tie it into a knot, right like that. Ta-da! Then I'm going to take my ribbons, because I always like to sort of make them even, right like that. Go to the side, like that, and voila, there you go. Open it up. You got the front, a baggy journaling spot, a little tuck for journaling, journaling on there, journaling there, a little coloring, photos. And if you were sending it to a really good friend, you could put photos of yourself in there, or, you know, vice versa. Oh, I want to come back here. Let me see if I can pull this score tape off a little bit. Nope. Okay. So what I need to do, because I actually make sure if you put your CD envelope on the back, it does not go along your the edge of your hinge. And if it does, just score it, and that helps where you can fold it back. And that folds back, opens up for journaling. So you can do lots of little things, little added things. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I will put links and all of that in the description box below. You guys have a great day, and I will see you again next time. Make sure you check out White Rose Craft LLC. Bye now.